Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Washington State versus UC Riverside college basketball matchup on Wednesday, December 6, 2023. Of course, we do tons of free picks at Pickdawgz, but if you're looking for the games we like the best, we put those under the Premium Picks tab. You can use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, text the number that you see on the screen because they're not available on the website. The only way to get them is to text. Let's get to this one. Washington State taking on UC Riverside. It's an out-of-conference game, of course, for Washington State and for UC Riverside. Washington State comes into this one 6-1 on the season, but just 3-4 against the number, including 2-3 against the number at home. So basically, Washington State is winning games, but not quite to the expectation that the bookmakers have of them. Meanwhile, UC Riverside 4-5 on the season. All five of those losses on the road, and 2-3 against the number in those losses. So they've come through a few times, but not as many. So we'll just have to go under the hood here like we always do and dig a little deeper as to how this all happened. The last time we saw UC Riverside lose, it was against UCLA as an 18.5-point dog, losing by just 1 point in that game. So they certainly showed up. Also, a 1-point loss against Montana State as a 3-point dog. So UC Riverside on the road has fought the good fight in these games, except the game in North Carolina, of course. But as the season's gone on, and you look at some of the level of the competition, Utah, North Carolina, UCLA, these are not exactly the rollover teams, and they've stood up in most of these games, at least since the beginning of the season. Like the Utah game and the Carolina game were earlier in the season, but lately the UCLA and as we mentioned, the Montana State game, they held up in both those games. When you look at Washington State, their wins are all against pretty bad teams. Rhode Island, Utah Tech, Eastern Washington in a game they didn't cover the spread. Portland State in a game they didn't cover the spread. And playing against Mississippi State, they got hammered by a bunch. And a game they were getting 7.5 and still couldn't cover the spread. I think when we look at the overall picture, what we see is that Riverside not too bad from the 3-point arc, and Washington State, a team that has held up well defensively against lousy competition. Teams don't shoot well from the floor against Washington State, and they don't shoot well from beyond the arc. But the teams that they've been playing, they don't shoot well against anybody for anything. And Washington State's offense, they can shoot the three and they shoot efficiently from the floor, but they've played teams where they've really overmatched them. When we look at the statistics and the tell of the tape, it doesn't necessarily always tell the whole story. I would put UC Riverside's, the teams that they lost to, the UCLA's and North Carolinas of the world, even Utah, up against Washington State's entire schedule, and I think that you would see probably similar results. I tell you what, I'm going to take the bundle of points with UC Riverside, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at Sports Chat Place. They're 100% free, and they'll tell you how often historically all the bets on the board today have hit, putting you on the most favorable bets on the board today.